over 8 years in the game, and my message has mostly stayed the same. Buy Bitcoin and hold it. If you must buy alts, get you some Ethereum and maybe XRP as a dark horse. But if you're looking for the next crypto that's about to have motion like one of the meme coins, you might be surprised if I tell you that Bitcoin is your best bet. People think they're too late and that the Bitcoin ship has sailed. But what they don't realize is that the biggest opportunity in Bitcoin is not behind us. Actually just getting started. The past 15 years has just been a testing ground for Bitcoin. This next phase is a much bigger shift than most people expect. The narrative that's about to play out is Bitcoin as collateral. The foundation is slowly being laid for Bitcoin to become the collateral layer of the next financial system. And that, my boy, is going to change everything. The biggest problem facing the U.S. that nobody's talking about is the debt. In traditional economics, the government had two ways to get out of debt. They could use inflation or implement spending cuts. And we know that spending cuts is political suicide. Nobody wants to cut health care. Nobody wants to cut Social Security because they wouldn't get reelected. Up until now, inflation has been the method of choice to erode the debt. But the problem with that is that it crushes the middle class. It destroys savings and consumer affordability at the same time. But what if there was a third way? A way that could reduce the debt, making life unaffordable for everyone else. That's where they're going to use Bitcoin, because now you don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can borrow against it, just like the wealthy borrow against their stocks and real estate. When Bitcoin price rises, it expands the entire collateral base of the system. More collateral means more credit. More credit means more liquidity. But here's the twist. It doesn't show up as higher gas prices or prices at the grocery store. Why? Because Bitcoin's ownership is concentrated. That liquidity stays locked in balance sheets, used to refinance debt and not bid up consumer goods. This is what I call balance sheet inflation, where the numbers on the government's balance sheet and corporate's balance sheets, they improve, but CPI and PCE barely move, meaning neither the consumer or the producer feels the increase of inflation. So governments get what they've always wanted, real debt erosion without the political pain or visible inflation. The nominal debt priced in US dollars, it stays the same. But in Bitcoin terms, it shrinks. A couple of $1 trillion in debt today may only be a couple of 100,000 Bitcoins tomorrow, making Bitcoin the perfect silent inflation engine. It allows the fragile debt system to breathe without really breaking. A deflationary asset, quietly fueling fiat inflation, repairing the nation's balance sheet in the process. So if you know that this is going to happen, obviously you're not too late. Governments, banks, and institutions, they know this now. They were testing this. They're going to shrink the debt without all the chaos. So it's not about a quick trade in Bitcoin. It's about owning the new collateral layer of the financial system. That's a generational opportunity, and the window's still open. As always, this is not financial advice. This is just for education.